Hey everyone, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a trip to a city you've definitely seen in movies, but we're going to peel back the layers and discover a whole world hiding in plain sight. We are going deep inside Hong Kong's inner city.
So, when you picture Hong Kong, this is probably what pops into your head, right? A forest of gleaming glass and steel, a city that looks like it's straight out of the future. This is its famous central business district, the CBD, a global powerhouse.
I mean, it's an incredible skyline for sure, but what if I told you that just steps away from all that futuristic shine, there's a completely different world? That's what we're here to figure out. What's really hiding in the shadows of these giant skyscrapers?
And that really gets to the heart of it. To get what Hong Kong is all about, you've got to see it as a city with two very, very different faces. And wow, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you've got that postcard-perfect modern Hong Kong, and on the other, a totally different reality. The craziest part is that these two worlds can literally be on the same block. The contrast is just huge.
Let's break that down a little. The CBD is all about those towering skyscrapers, wide modern roads, the works. But the inner city, we're talking older, low-rise buildings and these super tight, narrow streets. It's like flipping a switch. Okay, so let's leave that shiny CBD behind for a minute and actually step into this other world. Let's take a walk through the inner city.
So, what exactly is an inner city area? Well, basically, these are the neighborhoods right next door to the central business district. They're some of the oldest parts of Hong Kong. And because they grew over time without a big master plan, you get this incredible jumbled mix of apartments, tiny shops, and workshops all crammed together. And we're not talking about some far-off places. These are real famous neighborhoods, places like Shengwan and Wan Chai on Hong Kong Island. And then over in Kowloon, you've got Kwun Tong, Sham Shui Po, and Ya Ma Ti. These are some of the most historic and, honestly, most lively districts in the entire city. But here's the thing. Life here is a total mixed bag. There are some huge pluses, but also some really serious challenges. So let's dive into the good, the bad, and the very, very crowded. First up, the good stuff. Why would you want to live here? Well, it's all about location, location, location. You are right in the middle of everything, so getting anywhere is super easy. But it's more than that. Everything you could possibly need is already there. Markets, little family-run restaurants, cool shops. It creates this amazing community vibe and, of course, means there are tons of job and business opportunities right on your doorstep. Okay, but there is a definite flip side, and there's a name for it: urban decay. It's basically what happens when a part of a city just gets old, and the buildings and everything start to get worn down from age and constant use. It's the #1 challenge these neighborhoods are up against.
All right, let's fire through some of the biggest problems. First up, and it's a huge one, is just the condition of the buildings. They're old, and in a lot of cases, they're not just charming, they're genuinely run down.
Yeah, just look at this. We're not talking about cool, historic buildings that look great on Instagram. We're talking about places that are in serious need of repair, what you'd have to call old and shabby. Next up is the sheer number of people. It is unbelievably crowded. I mean, we are talking about some of the most densely populated spots on the entire planet. It's hard to even imagine. And this is what that looks like, because these areas just kind of exploded in size a long time ago. Without much modern planning, you get this chaotic, tightly packed maze of buildings. Everything is practically built right on top of everything else.
And believe me, the list of problems just keeps going. You've got all kinds of pollution: air, water, noise, you name it. The old, packed-in buildings create a serious fire risk. Hygiene and getting fresh air can be a real issue. There's almost no parks or green space. And those narrow streets, total nightmare for traffic.
So you have to wonder, how did it end up this way? Well, it really all comes down to history. These areas grew up super early, way before people were thinking about modern city planning. They just grew fast and organically, which led to the crowded, jumbled-up situation we see today. So all of this brings us right back to where we started. This idea of a tale of two cities, with two completely different vibes living right next to each other. When you look at the whole picture, the inner city is a true paradox. On one hand, yeah, it's struggling with some serious problems from urban decay, but on the other hand, it's buzzing with this incredible energy, history, and like we said, huge opportunity because of where it is.
And that's exactly why these neighborhoods are so important. They aren't just a problem that needs to be fixed. They are a living, breathing part of Hong Kong's history, its culture, and its identity today. They're what makes the city so complex and so fascinating.
And that leaves us with a really big, important question. As cities like Hong Kong race toward the future, how do they build that future without completely erasing the past that makes them so special? It's a tough balance to find. Something to think about, right? Thanks for tuning in.